I don't know what I look like. I don't care. Um, I'm back. It's June 14th or 15th. Um, my last time up here was had some hair-raising experiences with 55 to 60-mile-an-hour winds on the lake. I still have nightmares about that. Uh, got everything out today that I'm going to use to make shelves inside the shed, which is about 150 feet down the trail, so I can start getting stuff out of the boxes and out of the inside of the cabin and into the shed to free up space in the cabin. And then I'll go through my boxes. I've got cargo boxes all along the trail and just try to organize stuff. Um, I'm hoping it's not another storm. We're supposed to be in a huge cell that's just going to be horrendous today. I've made 2 trips. I got enough material out here so I can start working. And that's my goal for today. Get this opened up. Get the shed opened up, and then get these 1 foot wide, 8 foot long shelves in the shed up. It'll free up a lot of space in the cabin. You bring a lot of tools and a lot of stuff out over 10, 12 years. So it's got to go somewhere, and I don't want to get rid of it because it's nice to have a shed on an island that has all the tools and stuff you might need someday. I have to kind of pace myself today. This is the first time I went back home to Chicago, first to Michigan, to do a trail marker tree research project, which turned out really nice. Relocated a tree from 1961 that was on the front page of the Taoist newspaper. I relocated it, filmed it with a local librarian, had a really good trip. That was on the way back, I guess a week ago. Filmed that, did 2 events, and then started up full-time chemo again. I'm recovering from my 5th abdominal region surgery. They said I'm healing really well, so they put me back on full strength chemo starting last Friday. And black flies and the mosquitoes are just horrendous. So I don't know that I've been out here this close to doing chemo, and it's supposed to be super humid today, like a Celsius thing of 35 or 40, which I think is around 95 or 100 with high humidity. Makes it hard for me to breathe, but I think I'm doing mild things, the shelves like I talked about earlier, buttoning things up, organizing things, getting things out, cleaning things up, getting ready to maybe put a new plywood floor over the existing floor with Gail. She'll be coming up July 12th for a week. So I've got to do my 5 bottles of water a day to rinse this poison out of me, the chemo. I'll see how it goes. So far, so good. And now, of course, the sun's going out, and sun's coming out after raining on me twice with 2 loads of stuff across the lake. So we'll see what happens. I want to see what the cement work looks like from last time. So I'm going to get that door off of the cabin and see what we're up to. I wanted to film this before the rains come again, and it screws up my camera. This is the shed I built the last summer before COVID. It's all exterior plywood. So this time I brought up good quality shelving. I'm gonna try and put racks all on the inside of the shed. That'll give me a place to put all the stuff I've accumulated, all the different odd tools and things you need. Maybe you only need them once or twice a year when you're up here, but to bring them back and forth is insane. So it's nice to have a shed somewhere near the cabin where it's dry and you can store things. Also brought containers out for stuff that's moisture sensitive. So I could put those up on shelves, label them, close them up. If I need them, I need them. If the next person needs them, they can use them. They'll know where they're at, and it frees up space in the cabin. The mosquitoes and black flies have been insane. I sprayed myself completely. I don't want to spray myself too much. I don't know what effect that has on the chemo. So I'm spraying all my clothes. Anyway, so that's the next thing. I brought brackets, I got screws, I got my drills. I just gotta move everything out that's in there and pick a wall and start putting up shelves and then picking up the stuff and putting it on the shelves. But I think I beat the rain. I traveled 10 miles from the other end of the two lakes with the first load of stuff, then went to park the truck at the barn. That's only 3 miles or so. Went back twice, and I hope I beat today's storm. It's supposed to be a real zinger. This is for Dave. This is pretty sure it's the 15th of June. I plan to get this project done and empty out a lot of stuff from the boxes in the cabin by the 22nd. So that's my goal. Just so you know what time frame this is. Whew. I've been moving stuff out of the shed, obviously. These are the good new boards I brought from home. Brackets, boards, galvanized screws. So I'm wearing my nighttime light, so you can actually, I think you can see what I'm looking at. So I cleaned up this half. It's pretty tall in the back. Put taller stuff up. But now it's ready for some shelves. This is my little deck, which is kind of nice. And the weather broke. It's drizzly, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. So all this stuff will go back in somewhere, and then a ton of stuff from way up at the cabin will be brought back down here. So, gotta get going. It's time to build some shelves, some 8-footers and 6-footers. And then I brought pegboard as well, and about 50 or 60 hooks. So, it's gonna be a lot heavier shed when I'm done with it. All right, the storm that was gonna pass by, according to everyone, is moving the tops of those pine trees. It was a big cell. I don't know if you can hear it. This is what I have to pay attention for when those trees start going back and forth. That's the west. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on things. I do not want to get caught like 2 weeks ago out in the middle of the open lake in high seas and 55-mile-an-hour winds. I know this isn't very exciting for other people, but believe me, those are my brackets. I've got 4 of them, 12 inches. I think those will be good. It's quality wood, quality 2x4s. I'm really happy. Let's see how it looks when it gets up. I hope it doesn't take too much space out of the center of the room when I get all these up, but moving along. I'm still not too thrilled about that new weather system that's coming in from the west. I'll have to pay attention to that. I'm thinking I've got in about 8 hours today. I got up at 6. I think it's about 4:30 or 5. I've still got to go back, pack up for tomorrow, get the boat loaded up with the other boards I need. But this is kind of cool. This is what I wanted to achieve. I've got shelves all the way up that 9-foot wall. I've got shelves in the center. They're all heavily bracketed. So that's going to take a lot of stuff off the floor of the shed, and probably snug it up a little as well. So now tomorrow it's that wall. Whew. Back at the island. Real happy about how yesterday went. Again, I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but the surface area of the floor is only 100 square feet basically, and I've just increased it by another 75 square feet, and by the end of the day it'll be double what the floor surface is for stashing stuff. And then there's this nice little deck, and it's got a roof over it. It may need some more tar paper, but I just wanted to. So this is the trail that all the logs were hauled up from the log bank, which is about 75 feet further from the shed to the little channel I cut out to pull the logs up. And then these were the boxes that I brought out over the years that are like cargo containers for pickup trucks with locks on them. This little area once upon a time was 4 trees with a tarp over it, and that was my shelter. So then you go around and down on the little path that leads to my place I pull the boat up to. And this, hopefully I beat the rain. This is my latest shipment of pegboard and more shelving and more containers. Again, I have to bring, everything has to be brought out. So the whole boat's jammed with stuff. I guess it's really, I don't know what that is. Something's trying to get in my ear. All right. So anyway, that's the last shipment for this trip. I got to get that unloaded and walk it up to the shed and get it out of the rain, because that masonite pegboard will come apart if it gets wet. It's meant to be inside. The second shipment of masonite sheets, small and large, more shelving, brackets, 4-lock containers, about 8 of them in different sizes, more screws, more brackets. Yep, maybe I didn't say it before, but the importance of a shed, and you don't put it real close to your cabin. It's like having a pantry during times of woe or crisis. You want supplies. You want a variety of all the different insane things you would need if something broke down or you were in trouble. Because to go get back in the boat, drive across the lake, get in the truck, drive 30 miles in either direction or 25, whatever it is, miles in either direction to go to a store to hope they have what you need is a big gamble, and it's wasting half a day basically by the time you get done with everything. So this is going to allow me, and if a bear gets nosy, you want him to get nosy at your shed, not at your cabin. And hopefully he'll get tired out and he won't continue to rip apart your cabin to find out whatever he smells. So it's just really a great thing to have when you're on an island. Klaus had one on the mainland because he was alone pretty much all winter at Normandy for 28, 26 years. So, and my grandpa had, he was lucky enough to have a boathouse, which was a tool shed on the island, on the Channel Lakes on Cedar Island. So I paid attention, and I was the one that often got sent to go get something from the mainland back in those days, but that was only, a mile to shore and 2 miles to town. Hardly a harrowing experience, just annoying. But up here, this shed is going to really be a godsend. And the containers, putting good ones together, it's because some things you want to keep dry, and that'll enhance the fact of keeping those things dried and not having them be corrosive. So when you go to use them, they'll work. All right, the black flies are going Looney Tunes. I gotta go. Whew. I'm buttoning up the cabin. It's been a good trip, but a really strange trip with fog and storms. Canada said they had the highest wind damage reports in recent memory. 55 to 70 mile an hour winds through all parts of Canada. I know that because I was in a boat when it was 55 miles an hour crossing the lake. It's been really cold and rainy for spring, or this is summer now. Today's the first day of summer. Got caught in a flash fog. Generator went out. It's only a little one that runs a tool, but you get spoiled and it'll run a light. So when it's rainy and cloudy and you're in the cabin, you really need a light, So anyway. All right, one more. I do have 2 new bears on the island. Pretty big, at least as big as me. So I just want to snug all this stuff up. I'm going to go snug the shed next, and really happy about the shed. I got all the shelving in, all the pegboard in, emptied so many boxes, rebuilt the side shelf and emergency box that's outside with first aid stuff and all kinds of things you'd need if something happened. That's all cleaned up, raised up, remounted, sorted out. So it's all a lot of crazy stuff that the last 3 years between COVID and cancer, um, the last 6 years of the cancer has set me back a little, but the COVID mixed with the cancer uh, really knocked me back schedule-wise. There you go. I'm a happy guy.